students, welcome to an English lesson with Madam Gan. Today's lesson is for Form 5. The theme is Science and Technology. We are doing Unit 11. The topic is High-Tech World. Let's look at the contents. We have Learning Standards, Introduction, Reading, Listening, Vocabulary, as well as Grammar. First, let's look at the Learning Standards. Let's look at the main skills. Reading 3.1.3. Guess the meaning of unfamiliar words from clues provided by other words and by context on a wide range of familiar topics and some unfamiliar topics. Listening 1.1.1. Understand independently the main ideas in a standard text on a wide range of familiar topics and some unfamiliar topics. And listening 1.1.2. Understand independently specific information and details in a standard text on a wide range of familiar topics and some unfamiliar topics. Then we have the complementary skills. Reading 3.1.2. Understand specific details and information in extended text on a wide range of familiar topics and some unfamiliar topics. Listening 1.1.3. Recognize independently attitudes or opinion in extended text on a wide range of familiar topics and some unfamiliar topics. Reading 3.1.2. Understand specific details and information in extended text on a wide range of familiar topics and some unfamiliar topics. Dear students, let's begin our lesson. First, look at the photos on this page. How are they connected? So we have photo A and photo B. What are the similarities and differences? Which photo comes from a developing country and which from a developed country? So here, photo 1 is from a developed country and photo B is from a developing country. We can discuss and answer the questions in number 1. And number 2, what problems are faced by people living in a developing country? How can technology improve your lives? Dear students, let's answer the questions. Generally, we see that a person living in a developed country, which has a highly developed economy, will consume more energy than a person living in a developing country that is non-industrialized and poor. If the economy of a developing country improves, the energy consumption of that country rises. Some developing countries have abundant renewable energy resources. So they are natural resources or renewable energy resources, including solar energy, wind power, geothermal energy, and biomass, as well as the ability to manufacture the relatively labor-intensive systems that harness this. Corruption, poverty, war, hunger, healthcare, education, safety. These are only a few of the problems faced by people in developing countries. Many of these problems are caused by exclusion, fear, intimidation, broken infrastructure, and lack of money, resources, access to information, and tools. The rapid spread of technology fueled by the internet has led to positive cultural changes in developing countries. Easier, faster communication has contributed to the rise of democracy as well as alleviation of poverty. Globalization can also increase cultural awareness and promote diversity. However, the diffusion of technology must be carefully controlled to prevent negative cultural consequences. On the next slide, you're going to watch a short video about an invention. So the question here is, how many hours of electricity are generated by 30 minutes of play? How do you think this invention works? So the answer for the first question, how many hours of electricity are generated by 30 minutes of play? The answer is about 3 hours of electricity. So do watch the video to know how do you think this invention works. Yes, students, let's move on to the next lesson, which is reading. First, make a list of things you need electricity for. Which are the most important for you and which are the least important? Compare your answers as a class. For the task that you have to do here, you can discuss it with your friends. And let's look at number 2. Where does electricity come from? Match the types of power with the methods used to produce it. So the first one, we have solar power. Solar power is by capturing sunlight. Wind power by using the movement of the air. Hydroelectric power by using running or falling water. Nuclear power by splitting uranium atoms. Fossil fuel power by burning oil, coal or gas. Geothermal power by using steam from under the ground. Dear students, read the text quickly. What is kinetic energy? The title of the text is Powered by Play. What is kinetic energy? The answer is kinetic energy is energy that is possessed by an object due to its motion.
Unit 11. Reading.
Powered by Play. It's a typical Saturday afternoon. You're listening to music on your MP3 player. Your sister's surfing the web. Perhaps your parents are watching TV. Later, you try to text your friends to make arrangements for the evening, but your mobile phone's not working. You forgot to charge it. No problem. Just plug it in and it's ready to use. And then, disaster! Because of roadworks in the area, your electricity has been disconnected. For the next hour or two, you're twiddling your thumbs. How annoying. Welcome to the world of disadvantaged communities. Areas that have no access to public utilities such as electricity are known as off-grid. You may have been off-grid while camping, for example, but while that can be a fun adventure, living off-grid permanently is not. In many African countries, large parts of the population are living off-grid with no access to electricity. Over 1.3 billion people worldwide do not have access to electricity. They are forced to use kerosene lamps and wood-burning stoves in their homes. In fact, breathing in the fumes from one kerosene lamp is the same as smoking 2 packets of cigarettes a day. Solar technology can deal with some of these problems by converting light from the sun into energy. Another solution, though currently on a smaller scale, is kinetic energy. The term is derived from the Greek word kinesis, meaning motion. From planets to atoms, all moving things have kinetic energy. It is energy that is possessed by an object due to its motion. The heavier something is and the faster it moves, the more kinetic energy it has. Using this law of physics, the company Uncharted Play developed the Socket, a special football that combines play and technology to generate electricity. It stores it into a battery, which gives families in developing countries a power source for lighting and cooking to replace kerosene lamps and wood-burning stoves. Uncharted Play have also produced a lamp that can be used as a normal tabletop lamp or as a torch. The lamp is charged by attaching it to the socket. Dozens of these lamps can be charged from a single socket. Children living in communities that are off-grid can play with a single socket ball as a team and still have their own personal light for reading and homework each night. Energy is essential for people's well-being. In developing countries, technology can create clean energy that improves people's quality of life and also protects the environment.
Dear students, 6 sentences have been removed from the article. Choose from the sentences A to G the one which fits each gap. So there are 6 gaps, 1 to 6. There is one extra sentence which you do not need to use. Let's look at the download. When you are doing this kind of a task, the missing sentence may explain an idea in the text. For example, which sentence fits gap 5 by explaining how the socket generates the electricity mentioned before the gap that is then stored in the battery mentioned after the gap. So answer is sentence C. So here the answers we have A. These, however, are harmful to the environment and kills nearly 2 million people a year. So this is for number 3. And C. Inside it, there is a mechanism that captures the energy from the rolling and bouncing that occurs during a football game. So this is for 5. For you, which is D, for you, a lack of electricity is a temporary inconvenience, but for many people in developing countries, it's a way of life. So this is for number 2. And then we have E. However, this solution is generally too expensive for communities in the developing world. So this is for 4. And F, just 30 minutes of play can generate enough electrical power for 3 hours of light. So this is for 6. And G, you wish they would hurry up and finish because it's now dark and you can't even read a book to pass time. So this is for number 1. Now let's look at exercise 5. Replace each word in bold with a word from the text that means the same. Number 1, if you don't pay your phone bill, they will cut off your phone. So cut off is from paragraph 1. The answer is disconnect. Number 2, do you know how to change miles into kilometers? Paragraph 4. The answer is change is convert. Number 3, the new college will create 500 new jobs for local people. Paragraph 5. So the word is generate. I need a lot of room to keep all my books, CDs and DVDs. So keep is similar to store. This is in paragraph 5. Fred's going to help me put in the new washing machine. So this is a missing sentence. Put in is similar with instill. And number 6, these photos catch the mood of the isolated villages I visited. So it's from the missing sentences. Catch is similar to capture. Look at number 6. The question is, how has technology changed the way we communicate? Look at these items. What can we now use instead of them? So here, let's look at the answers. Once upon a time, people had limited options of exchanging information with one another. They used a telephone to make calls and send letters to convey news. It's probably hard for younger students today to imagine a world where you could only communicate by actually talking directly to another person, face to face or via telephone. Now, we have limitless options to transfer information from one person to another. A wide range of disparate channels currently facilitate our chatter, from texting or Skyping with one person to posting notes via social media that have the power to simultaneously reach everyone we have ever met. Now let's move on to the next lesson, which is vocabulary. Label the pictures with these words. We have GM Food, Green Energy, Hybrid Vehicle, Nuclear Power, Robotics, and Space Exploration. So number 1 is nuclear power. Number 2 is GM food or genetically modified food. Number 3 is space exploration. Number 4 is robotics. Number 5 is hybrid vehicle. And the last one is green energy. Now mesh to form compound nouns. Sometimes more than one answer is possible. Built-in is, answer should be built-in microphone, flat screen, memory card, remote control, satellite, dish, text, message, touch, pad, volume, key, wireless, network. Complete the table with compound nouns from 2. So here we have 3 columns: television, laptop, and mobile phone. Let's look at for television. So the compound nouns: flat screen, remote control, satellite dish, and volume control. Laptop, built-in, microphone, touchpad, and wireless network. For mobile phone, we have memory card, text message, touch screen, and volume key. Let's look at exercise 4. Complete the definition with these words. So you have cutting edge, hands-free, labor saving, outdated, user-friendly, and voice-activated. The first one, technology is easy to use. So answer, user-friendly technology is easy to use. Number 2, technology is most modern and advanced technology. So answer is cutting-edge technology. The third, technology is old-fashioned or out of style. So answer is outdated technology. Number 4, what technology is controlled by someone talking to it? So answer is voice-activated technology. Number 5, what technology lets you do other things while you talk on the phone? So answer is hands-free technology. And the last one, what is the technology which cuts down on how much work you need to do? So answer is labor-saving technology. Now let's do vocabulary for prepositions. Complete the sentences with for, of, or to. Number 1, I have access to information about the technology exhibition if you would like to read it. Number 2, Bell was given credit for the telephone, but some say Mercy invented it first. Number 3, Dr. Samuels is known for his dedication to his work. It's the most important thing in his life. Number 4, Ted has a terrible habit of boasting about how much money he makes. Next, number 5, Joe's got a talent for inventing things. His latest gadget is cutting edge. Number 6, the process of designing something new is often a long one. I have no knowledge of how this gadget works. Can you explain it to me? And number 8, my wife has a fondness for labor-saving devices, so I got her this robotic vacuum cleaner. Now let's look at phrasal verbs. Circle the correct words to complete the sentences. How can you expect the computer to work if you don't turn it in or plug it in? So the answer is plug it in. Number 2, we should look to or look over the future and forget the problems of the past. So answer is look to. This built-in microphone can work up or pick up the quietest of sounds. Answer is pick up. Our teacher talked about Ford's Model T and then move on or move up to talk about hybrid cars. Answer is move on. The manager of the shop told off or called off the shop assistant for breaking the iPad. So answer is told off. I didn't hear that message clearly. Could you play up or play it back again? So answer, play it back. Next, read the phrasal verbs you didn't use in to with the meanings below and then write a sentence using each one in your notebook. So examine something carefully. It is look over, progress, advance to a better level. So this is move up. Cause problems for someone. This is play up. Develop a particular feeling. So this is work up. Cancel something. Call off. Give something to someone in a position of authority. So it is turn in. Dear students, now let's do this exercise. It is on commonly confused words. Complete the pairs of sentences with the words in bold. So here we have home page or web page. I've got a UK newspaper as my home page. What have you got? This company's site is very informative. It even has its opening hours on the Visit Us web page. Next we have program or program. Do you enjoy the TV program about Tesla's life and inventions? I need a computer program that helps me organize and edit my photos. The third one, invented, discovered. Was it Magellan who discovered that Earth is round? I believe the laptop was the best thing ever invented. We have access or access. I haven't got internet access at home, so I'll have to do my project at the library. Cover that piece of metal with oil, removing any excess. Number 5, accept or accept. He will accept the agreement if they pay him for the designs now. I'll take all the CDs except this one. And the last one, recent and modern. The inventor's salary has increased in recent years. For an older man, our science teacher has some very modern ideas. Now let's do the next lesson. It is grammar. For grammar, today you're learning causative forms. Read about causative forms. Have, get something done. We use the causative form have plus object plus past participle to talk about something that we arrange for someone else to do for us. We often use get instead of have. Many people have their website designed for them. I got my television fixed by the electrician. We can also use have plus object plus past participle to talk about something unpleasant that happens to someone. We cannot use get instead. We had our laptops stolen, which is correct. We cannot say we got our laptop stolen. Both these structures are used in a variety of tenses. We use the word by to mention the agent. My father won't have or my father get his car fixed at that garage next week. My father had or my father got his car fixed by a mechanic named Steve. Have somebody to do something, get somebody to do something. We use the causative form have plus object plus bare infinitive to say that we make someone do something. My boss had me stay after work to discuss my new designs. So it is similar is my boss asked or told me to stay after work to discuss my new designs. We use the causative form get plus object plus full infinitive to say we have persuaded someone to do something. Finally, we got our son to apply to the technical college. Both these structures are used in a variety of tenses. She will have her mother drive us to the science fair. I couldn't get the shop assistant to give me a refund. So read the sentence. What verb does it use to form the causative? What does the sentence mean? How would the structure of the sentence change if we use the verb get? How would the meaning of the sentence change? I'll have him show you how the gadget works. So here the sentence uses have. It means I'll make him show you how the gadget works. Show. Its bare infinitive would change to show, a full infinitive. If we use the verb get, it will mean I'll persuade him to show you how the gadget works. Dear students, remember to read 11.1 to 11.3 of the grammar reference before you do the task. Now complete the sentences with the correct form of the bold verbs. Use the causative. Let's get number 1, the factory robotics last year. So the word is install. The answer, the factory had or got robotics installed last year. Number 2, tomorrow they a new website for the company. So the given word is design. The answer, tomorrow they are having or are getting a new website designed for their company. Number 3, the students, their technology projects by the teacher yet, so not great. So the students haven't had or haven't got their technology projects graded by the teacher yet. Number 4, my grandfather 50 apple trees next spring. So the given word is plant. My grandfather will have or will get 50 apple trees planted next spring. Brett his mobile phone while he was at the science fair. So the word given is stole. Brett had his mobile phone stolen while he was at the science fair. What's the plan? Your laptop next week. Are you going to have or are you going to get your laptop repaired next week? Number 7, Nina, her article on green energy yet not published. So Nina hasn't had or hasn't got her article on green technology published yet. Number 8, I fix my hybrid car myself. I it by a technician, not fix. So I fix my hybrid car myself. I don't have or I don't get it fixed by a technician. Now let's look at exercise 4. Complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first sentence. Use the word in bold. Number 1, we haven't arranged for the technician to install our satellite dish yet. So the word given is had. The sentence, we haven't had the technician install our satellite dish yet. Number 2, Jill asked the manager to give her a refund, but he wouldn't. So the word given is get. Jill couldn't get the manager to give her a refund. Number 3, we asked the scientist to explain the concept of green energy to us. The word is had. We had the scientist explain the concept of green energy to us. Number 4, have they made the factory replace the built-in microphone yet? The word given is had. So have they had the factory replace the built-in microphone yet? Number 5, did you tell your secretary to call the inventor? The word is get. Did you get your secretary to call the inventor? Number 6, Pete tells his wife to record his favorite program every week. So the word given is gets. Pete gets his wife to record his favorite program every week. Dear students, the next grammar item is wishes and preferences. Read about wishes and preferences. Wishes. We can use wish and if only to talk about our own wishes. However, when we talk about other people's wishes, we must use wish. We can't use if only. Let's compare. I wish or if only I had a hybrid vehicle. So this is my own wish. Ben wishes he had a hybrid vehicle. So this is Ben's wish. We use wish or if only plus past simple to talk about the present or the future when we say that something is not how we want it to be. I wish I worked in a well-known computer company. If only I understood how this machine works. We use wish or if only plus past perfect simple to talk about the past when we say that we are sorry that something did or did not happen. I wish they had asked me for my advice. If only you hadn't broken my iPad. We often use could after wish or if only. Maria wishes she could use a computer. If only I could travel to Mars. We use wish or if only plus would to complain about a situation that annoys us. I wish you would stop playing computer games all the time. Let's look at preferences. To talk about what we prefer, in general, we use prefer plus noun or gerund or plus to and also plus noun or gerund. We prefer this program. We prefer using this program to using that program. Prefer plus full infinitive, and also you can plus rather than and also or add another bare infinitive. I prefer to send text message rather than talk on the phone. To talk about what we prefer in a particular situation, we use would prefer plus full infinitive plus rather than and also bare infinitive. I would prefer to work tonight rather than work at the weekend. Would rather plus bare infinitive plus than and bare infinitive. I would rather work tonight than work at the weekend. So now number 2, read the sentence. What does it express? What structure does it use? I wish you would stop wasting money on electronic gadgets. So here it expresses a complaint about a situation that annoys the speaker because you have wish and also would. Dear students, remember to read 11.4 and 11.5 of the grammar reference before you do the task. Let's look at exercise 3. Complete the dialogues with the correct form of the verbs. Number 1, if only I had a new flat screen television. Well, why don't you buy one? They are on special offer this week. Number 2, I wish you would stop using my laptop all the time. You're right, I really do have to get my own. Number 3, Mr. Smith broke the satellite dish while he was trying to install it. If only he had asked for my help. I want to get an iPad. I wish they weren't so expensive. Wait a while, they'll get cheaper. I wish they hadn't built a wind farm on the island. It's so ugly. It is, but green energy is better for the planet. Dear students, now let's do exercise 4. Circle the correct words. So we have 6 sentences here. Mom would rather or prefers organic food to GM food or genetically modified food. So answer is Mom prefers organic food to genetically modified food. I would rather sending a text message. So I would rather send a text message. Kevin prefers driving or to driving a hybrid car to a car that uses petrol. So answer is prefers driving. Number 4, would you rather to go or go to the science exhibition? Answer is go. I prefer to watch or to watching films online rather than watch them on TV. So answer is to watch. And the last is sentence 6. We prefer or would rather use green energy than use nuclear power. So answer is would rather. Dear students, let's continue the lesson with listening. In listening tasks, the questions often contain slightly different wording from what the speakers actually say. One example of this is the use of derivatives, different form of a word. Therefore, it's useful to be able to recognize words in their different forms quickly. Complete the tables below. Noun, adjective is photographic. So the noun is photo, or photograph or photography. Technological, the noun is technology. Popular is the adjective, so the noun is popularity. For expensive, the noun is expense. Convenient, it is convenience. Enjoyable is the adjective, so the noun is enjoyment. Let's look at the next for number 7. Technological, adverb is technologically. Digital, the adverb is digitally. Simple, simply. Expensive, expensively. Convenient, conveniently. Electronic is electronically. Dear student, look at the list A to H in 3 and underline the most important words in each sentence. For example, the words that differentiate each sentence from the others. Let's look at the download. The speakers are all talking about the same topic. So, how many speakers are there? So, the sentences A to H will probably have a lot of things in common. Make sure you read them carefully and underline the important words in order to fully understand the meaning of the sentences and how they differ from each other. So, for the listening task, you will hear 5 short extracts in which people are talking about photography. So remember, there are 5 extracts. For question 1 to 5, choose from the list A to H what each speaker says about their attitude to photography. Use the letters only once. There are 3 extra letters which you do not need to use.
Unit 11. Listening. Exercise 3. Speaker 1.
My cameras are the tools that I use to make a living. So obviously it's important that I'm fully up to date with all the cutting-edge 3 very expensive cameras, with all the latest features. And of course, I've got lots of memory cards for transferring the images onto my computer for editing. As I can take thousands of photos in a working day, I'm very grateful for all the labour-saving programs that make my job easier. I love my work taking photos of people, but I wish people wouldn't try to take photos of me, as I hate having my own photo taken.
Speaker 2.
I love taking photos, but most of mine are taken at parties. What I need from a camera is simplicity. I'm not into complex cameras or having the latest technology. I'd rather have a camera that's user-friendly and cheap, especially as I have a habit of dropping or losing mine. If I drop my camera and damage it, I can't be bothered to get it repaired. I'd rather just buy a new one. Some of my friends just use their phones instead of a camera. But as my phone is quite expensive, I prefer to leave it safely in my bag and snap away with my cheap camera instead.
Speaker 3.
Broke about 6 months ago. I was going to get it fixed, but in the meantime I started using my mobile phone to take photos instead. I have to say that I was pleasantly surprised. The technology in phones these days has developed so much that it means the cameras are really good. I've actually been very happy with the photos I've taken with my phone, and it's all so convenient. I've always got my phone with me because I call people and send text messages a lot. So it means I've also always got a camera without having to carry another piece of equipment around. I don't think I'll bother getting my camera repaired at all.
Speaker 4.
If only you could believe what you see in photos. In the old days, we used to say the camera never lies, but that's simply not true anymore. Using these programs to alter the photos digitally, digital manipulation, I think it's called. Anyway, clothing and cosmetic companies have their photos altered to make the models look slimmer or more perfect. I'd rather see the real person, and wouldn't we all? I can't understand why messing about with photos is so popular. I think it's wrong.
Speaker 5.
I don't own a digital camera myself. I've still got my lovely old camera which uses a roll of film. It's pretty outdated now, but I prefer it that way. In the old days, taking a good photo used a lot of skill. You had to understand the complicated things about how the camera worked. Nowadays, it's all done for you, and even if you don't take the perfect shot, you can fix it electronically afterwards. I think that's cheating, and I can't see how modern photography is at all enjoyable. Where's the challenge and excitement in that?
Okay, students, let's look at the answers. So the first task is to underline the most important words in each sentence. So here we have sentence 1 disagrees with the way modern technology is used on photos. So disagree, modern technology is used on photos. B, prefers to have his or her photo taken than to take photos of others. So the most important words, prefer to have his or her photo taken. For number 3, relies on latest developments in photographic technology. So the important words relies on latest developments. And D, is not interested in complicated and expensive cameras. Important words, is not interested, complicated and expensive cameras. E, needs help to keep up with changes in photographic technology. So the important words, need help to keep up with changes. For F, doesn't understand the popularity of photography. So important words, doesn't understand the popularity. G, thinks digital technology has taken the fun out of photography. Important words, digital technology has taken the fun out of. And then H, is impressed with the advancement in technology. So the important words here is impressed with the advances. Okay, so let's look at the answer. Number 1 is C. Number 2 is D. Number 3 is H. And number 4 is A. And number 5 is G. So again, first speaker is C. Second, D. Third, H. 4, A. And 5 is G. Dear students, thank you for watching this video. And do remember to subscribe to my channel. It is called Educator Omni Tube. So see you in another lesson with Madam Gan. Bye for now.